Hello, welcome to Supper Love Sunday, the fall edition. Now, you probably already watched Dan, Nece, the healthful dad, cook up this tremendous meal, and hopefully all of you are now sitting in a comfy couch or around a table getting ready to enjoy this video. The second part is Supper Love Sunday, which actually is the part where you and I share a few questions, and we actually encourage all of you to stop and pause the questions as you go through and ask one another, because that's what it's all about. It's about the food, but it is also about just learning from one another as you grow in this journey through life. So together we are part of the Nece group. So it's enough about us already. So Dan, you want to kind of talk to us about what you have going on here?
Yes, what we made here tonight was got the autumn chopped salad, and this we just have some romaine lettuce nicely chopped up. Also, we have some nice fresh apples, some pears, some dried cranberries, as well as some bacon crumbles. And in that, I took some poppy dressing, mixed it with some balsamic vinegar, got a nice little dressing, tossed it all up. So that's our salad. This one's hot. So here we have a sweet potato butternut squash soup. I'm not going to tilt it too much because it might drip on me. So what I did was basically boiled some butternut squash and some sweet potatoes until they are fork tender. Put them in my Vitamix with some coconut milk and some chicken broth. Spun it up, made it nice and smooth, put it into a crock pot to let it keep warm. And we pulled it out after putting in some onions. And what I did was I sauteed them in coconut oil and put them in, got it out, put it in there, put a little shredded cheddar cheese on top, a little couple pieces of crumbled bacon, and we're ready to eat.
Come on, you just gave them all the recipe. They don't have to watch your first one because you gave them all the knowledge again. That's great.
Hopefully they got the first one before the dinner one and we're all ready to go.
Exactly. So we're going to get started in eating, and believe me, you don't need to wait. We can't even see what you're doing, obviously. So get to manja.
Some of you, I don't want to see what you're doing. It might be too much Supper Love Sunday.
Well, we can only hope. So with that said, let's get started with some of the questions. What we have here, every time we get together, we usually ask each other questions, something about the values, something about love, but because we are in this season of giving, Thanksgiving, we're going to each ask ourselves one another something about gratitude. Now, Dan has no idea what I'm going to ask him, and I don't know what he's going to ask me either, but that's kind of the fun of it, right? Keeping the spontaneity in your relationship. So how about we start off? So if I have gratitude, values, and love, which one do you want first?
Do values.
Okay, values. This is a good one. So, to which fairy tale or children's book character do you most relate, and why?
Wow.
Weren't expecting that one, were you?
Oh, is Superman or Batman, any of those guys, are they children's books?
Well, they're comic books. It's up to you. Whatever you think.
You know what? I'm going to say Bugs Bunny. I don't have big ears, but simply because I'm a bit analytical. I like to figure things out. I'm not necessarily a great engineer of things. I don't necessarily build things, but I like to figure things out. But on top of that, I have a fun-loving side too. So a little bit of joke, practical joke here and there, this kind of thing, and just like to have overall good time. I think to say Bugs Bunny. I'm just gonna go with that and be happy with it. I know he plays tricks on Daffy all the time, but he always comes out on top, and that's just who he is as Bugs Bunny.
Damn, this is amazing.
I know.
I'm trying to think about what this tastes like. Seriously, if you have kids at home and you're thinking, oh my gosh, they don't eat any vegetable or anything, this is delicious. You need to have them try this. I mean, it tastes something similar, but I can't put, it tastes like a cheeseburger. But it's not a cheeseburger because you're the healthful dad.
That wasn't what I was going for, but if that's what happens.
But this is a perfect thing. Dan has taught me so many things that he cooks. They're healthy, but they don't taste healthy. And that's a cool thing. So anyhow, Dan, you want to ask me a question?
I
What
sure
you have
can.
going on?
Well, same three categories: values,
Well,
love, and gratitude. Pick.
I have a tendency of going for gratitude because that's just where I operate most from. But I'm going to go for love.
Okay.
Give it to me.
It is a two-part question.
Oh, geez Louise. Okay. Let me put my soup down.
It is, do you believe in fate? And has anything ever happened to you that made you believe it or not?
Oh my gosh, really? This could be a rhetorical question
I can
for
change
you.
it on you if you want. Do something different.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely believe in fate. I mean, think about how you and I met. That was fate. Okay, I'll put it out there. I was dating a Gettysburg College alumni for a while, and he was Daddy Warbucks, because I thought that's what I want in the next man. Well, I attracted it. But I made this whole list of other things I also wanted, and he didn't necessarily have all those other things. And as fate would have it, this gentleman asked me if I would be the stay-at-home wife kind of woman, and he's like, I don't get the sense that you would be, and no, I'm not. He's like, I have the perfect guy for you, and he's coming to live in his house. And Dan, you were going to be living in his house, and it was love at first sight. And while he didn't have number 1, he had number 2 through 10. And so fate would have it. Love happened.
You just hope that number 2 is in the right places, though.
What are you talking about? Moving right along.
Moving
Okay. So you did the values. All right. So we have gratitude and love left.
I'll do love.
All right, love.
I love this soup. I'm grateful to have this soup.
All right, Bugs. So this year we celebrated our 10-year anniversary.
Yes.
Very cool, right?
Yes, it was. Because it was
Good
a
answer.
great location. It was a fantastic place.
Well, they have no idea what you're talking about, but because you're like fantastic. Where was the place? Don't let their minds wander. But anyhow, this year we celebrated our 10-year milestone. What do you wish for in the next 10 years of our marriage?
In the next 10 years, I look for growth of what we've accomplished in the first 10 years. And also being where the climate suits our clothes. I know that's cliche.
I never even heard of that. Really? I love that.
You know, we live up in the mid-Atlantic. It gets cold in the winter. The leaves fall, and in all honesty, I don't need to see the leaves fall. I can watch that on TV, and I can see the snow on the Weather Channel, and I wouldn't mind Halloween carving a pineapple instead of a pumpkin, and
That's a good family tradition.
putting lights on a palm tree, and Thanksgiving dinner, instead of being a turkey, it can be grouper or some other type of tropical fish. So, the next 10 years, that's what I look forward to, is moving somewhere warmer, having cutoff shorts on more often instead of pants, flip-flops instead of snow boots, and exchanging my leaf rake for, I guess, a Corona, maybe.
There we go.
But within that, developing our relationship stronger, our business stronger, and I think we move further south, get more of that nice vitamin D, and take our energy and introduce it to more people and spread who we are, and go from there.
Well, those who are watching, you may not know that Dan actually has joined my business called the Nece Group, and I laugh every time I say it because I joined the Nece Group before he joined the Nece Group. But with his wellness speaking engagements and your health coaching, I mean, together we will be a force to really make a difference and hang lights from our palm tree.
Palm tree.
No, folks, we don't have a palm tree for a Christmas tree. Yet.
Yeah.
But it has come up in conversation.
She doesn't know what I bought at Home Depot the other day. I'm gonna go check on the sauce for the dessert.
All right.
I'm gonna walk around here. You can keep talking. Go ahead.
All right, so that's what's great about live TV. You kind of just go with the flow. But as you know, you're going to be stopping and talking with one another, because so often if you're sitting there, you have children, or maybe you are recent empty nesters. You're like, okay, now I need to get reconnected to who I'm with, because I spent the last 2 decades with my children. Whatever the case may be, this Supper Love Sunday, we hope that you continue to watch this, because as Dan said, maybe in 10 years we might be a little bit south. But what's great about it is that you can continue on this journey, because together, talk about cliche, everyone achieves more, and that's team. So having said that, let's move right along. So we did the love.
So I have values for you or grateful
Values.
for you? Gratitude, gratitude, values or gratitude?
I'm going to go for values.
Huh? If you arrive late for an appointment, would you make up an excuse or be honest?
Well, I'd be honest, because I need to model the way. And that sounds cliche too, but so often you want to say, oh, I was late because of this, I was late because of that. But I am a firm believer, if you start making up stuff, it's eventually going to catch up with you. So I'm very forthright in just saying, I'm really sorry. And sometimes I don't even give an excuse with it, because that was my responsibility to be there. So it's kind of like, it's no excuse. I wasn't there, and please forgive me.
Right.
And that I'm not going to do that again. So that's what I would do.
Good answer.
There you go.
Like it better than lying.
Great. Am I
You
hired?
could- you could-
Still want to keep me for another 10 years?
Absolutely. I mean, you could say a flock of turkeys got in your way.
Oh, you know
Yeah,
what?
so-
But that's what Bugs Bunny would say in order to be like, okay, moving right along.
Which is an easy way to get yourself some turkey dinner.
Oh, gosh. I love you.
I'm sorry.
All right.
You don't have to go with that one.
So, we have one left.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you know what? Before we move to gratitude, we're here enjoying our wonderful meals. And by the way, the salad is really good too. I have to admit, everything with bacon does truly taste better. I mean, just putting a little bit. You didn't even put a ton of bacon in it. And that's the thing too. Don't think it's like, oh, you need to put it all in there. You don't at all. It's delicious. So I was at the store. Dan told me to pick up some wine. Love doing that. Well, of course, we always go for the local wines, and we have a favorite for those who have been following us. It's Penswood's Winery. And this is their Bancroft Moscato, and this is 2012. But Carly and everybody at Penswood Winery is just amazing as their wine. So we like supporting the people as well as the product. And he said to go get a sweet wine. Because you used this with the pears, didn't you?
I did. With the pears, it was some pomegranate juice mixed with the dessert wine. You poach the pears in the mixture for 30 minutes or so. Get the pears nice and soft. Then you take the pears out. And what I'm doing right now is I'm reducing that mixture down to make a little bit of a syrup for the pears. So I'm going to take the pears, put them on a bed of pomegranate seeds, and then pour the syrup over top. Now what you can do with it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some toasted almonds on there. I did that a little earlier. You take a little dollop of sour cream, but I wanted to leave that out for tonight. We don't necessarily need that.
Sour cream on it?
Well, just a little dollop, I guess.
I would not
don't
have
know.
thought sour cream with that.
But you know, the recipe also called for bay leaves, just as little decoration. You pop it in the sour cream, and it's like, yay! So it adds a little green to the red, and I guess it could be a Christmas thing, and go from there. Well, I'm going to go check on that syrup real quick. If Molly, she can ask me a question, and I can talk through our hole in the wall.
Well, yes, this hole in the wall. Dan has been wanting this hole in the wall for a while. When we first moved here, it was a wall. And he's like, Molly, can't I have a hole in the wall? I'm like, no, we don't need a hole in the wall. Well, our man Julio, he's an amazing man, amazing contractor, amazing just go-to guy. And he had this vision of what that could be, and he delivered on it. And believe me, our family has just continued to blossom because of this hole in the wall. So, well, he's preparing and laying out the poached pears?
Poached pears.
Poached pears. All right. I'd like to also share with you what I picked up as an extra little something for me at the state store. Because, you know, to give is to receive. Well, I couldn't help but notice this cute little jar. And with the advertisement beside it, it said Shine On. So Shine On is kind of my, I guess people would say, slogan of motivation. So I was motivated to see what is this all about. And for those who can't see it, it says Midnight Moon. And it's apple pie moonshine. And it's actually handmade with apple juice and cinnamon. Let me just tell you, we've watched this show once or twice on the Discovery Channel called Moonshine. And I got a little confused. I'm like, how is this in the store if people are running from the police officers? So Dan enlightened me and said that moonshine, certain recipes are legal. And when I told him, what is it called? Junior Johnson, Dan?
Junior Johnson, NASCAR driver. He's deceased, but yeah, Junior Johnson.
Is he deceased because of his moonshine?
No, just age. He was a moonshine runner, and he used to outrun all the cops when he was running moonshine. So he became legendary for this. And what ended up happening was somebody in NASCAR back in the way early days said, "Come race," and he went and raced, and he became one of the best NASCAR drivers ever. And I believe in the movie Cars, the one character, Doc Hudson, was based after Junior Johnson.
Oh my gosh, you heard it here. You might want to Google, like anybody does, to check his facts. But that is an amazing story. Well, all I got to say is I opened up this moonshine. I have yet to take a drink of it, but I smelled it and it reminded me of rubbing alcohol. So that is why I have a very small portion in this glass, because quite frankly, I'm scared. And I don't scare easily, but when it's something that I think I could take off my nail polish with, it gets me a little scared. So, oh God.
Do more than take your nail polish off.
I'm not going to ask. This is Supper Love Sunday.
You mentioned the moon. You know, there's the children's book. Is it Goodnight Moon? The children's book? Well, this is going to be Goodnight Molly. So our dog.
Hello Sunshine.
Our dog is curled up on the couch right now. She's been watching us do this, and she's exhausted. Molly, in a little bit, she's going to be curled up too.
Well, I'm still going to try it. Oh my gosh, Dan. This is smooth. Okay, I feel like I'm doing a commercial right now and I'm not, but I thought it was going to be like rubbing alcohol. It is delicious. Talk about, wow. Okay, all of a sudden I'm going to be like what is the Danny of GoDaddy? What is Danica? I'm going to be the Danica of GoDaddy. I'm going to be the Molly of Moonshine. You heard it here.
So we have what? One question each
left? One question.
Okay.
So, you ready?
I am.
Here's gratitude. And how are you doing over there?
Good. I'm almost ready to pour it over the pears and serve them up.
Okay, you got to multitask?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Because men can multitask.
Not liar. So, looking back on 2013, what is the one thing you are most grateful for? Be specific, but be specific. See, I'm already stuttering from the moonshine.
Wow, there's so much about 2013 to be grateful for. Our 10-year anniversary, some wonderful vacations, wonderful family time, and wow, the development of some wonderful friendships. I played more golf this year than I have in years. Got myself a new driver. I invest in yourself, people. I got myself a new driver. That's called investing in yourself. If you believe that, God bless you, because that's what I believe in. So, with that, what I'm most grateful for about 2013, it's a lot about family. Seeing our family grow. We went away as a family for my and I's anniversary, and a lot of people go away without their kids for their milestone anniversaries. We took our son and we went to Key West, and we had a blast. We met so many great people. We felt like we were part-time locals without being a part-time local. That's the goal here, is to be part-time local and then be local, or loco, whatever it is. And
again, okay, Bugs Bunny.
Fort Burns, So you can see here, I got my syrup all ready to go. And it's seeing us grow as the Nece group, seeing our son grow with, he started Taekwondo at a wonderful Taekwondo place, and seeing him grow with responsibility and discipline, but they make it fun. It's not about, chopping somebody's head off as a ninja and throwing stars. He's learning so much about responsibility and discipline and how to use his skills, not necessarily to chop somebody down, but to build himself up and go that route. And it's great to see that, and I'm grateful for the growth he's made in 2013. Now let me get to your great gratitude one.
Okay.
Plain and simple. Basically, on a daily basis, what are you most grateful for?
Now that question's a little bit different than what I asked you, because you said on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it would be cliche just to be able to say, I put 2 feet on the ground. But I'd say to be able to put 2 feet on the ground in my house. I know many of my friends' relationships require their husbands to be out of town Monday through Friday, and they only see them on the weekends. I consider myself grateful every day that I can see my son. I mean, sure, I have a speaking trip here and there, and I do go places, but majority of the time, I'm going to be waking up and putting my 2 feet on the floor inside my house. And also, I'm able to let work at work and home at home. That is something that I'm so grateful for every day. And for Dan to be able to be a present father. And so many of us call Dan's really the woman of the relationship. And I say, you know what? We are in the 21st century. What we are in is a partnership. It's just not the business partnership. We are in a relationship in which it is a true partnership. We run our family as a business as much as our business as a business. Because at the end of the day, we have goals for our family, goals for how we treat one another, and goals for how we want to spend the next 5, 10, 15 years together. Whether it's a business or a family, we need to remain connected and engaged in today and tomorrow. And that starts with each day of that gratitude. And being grateful for those little things. And again, it's cliche, here we are in the Thanksgiving holiday, but not just be thankful around in the month of November. We need to be grateful every day, 365 days a year, no matter how small, whatever it is at the time. It needs to be focused on. Maybe one day you can only say, you know what, I'm grateful for the roof that I have over my head. You know what, every day can't be a holiday. And you can act as if as long as you can. But I'm grateful for what's coming. What is this delicious thing coming up?
It's a pomegranate.
Oh my gosh,
poached
let
pear.
me just put this close to the camera. This is beauty. I hope I just got that in the camera. I'm like the Live Well Network in motion. It's like, hey, can you see this? This is fabulous.
Pear is poached in pomegranate juice and a little bit of wine, and then just reduce it down to get the syrup, and it's placed over a bed of pomegranates.
Wow.
So it's a sticky syrup.
Okay, Dan. This is really sticky. Woo! Okay. All right. It's like molasses. Is it supposed to be like molasses?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh,
this is where I hope my my handy dandy assistant is really good at getting stuff stuck out of a pot.
Or you just say, hey, how grateful we are that we're allowed to afford to buy a new pot. Mm-hmm. So with that said, Dan, any closing thoughts? How'd you get the syrup out of your teeth?
Chewy, chewy, chewy. It's like Laffy Taffy. Wow.
You're okay, Bugs Bunny. There's a theme with this.
What I would say is, take this this holiday season and be grateful for what you have, because there are a lot of people out there that don't. And please remember that there are a lot of kids out there, they don't know where their next meal's coming from. So you do, hopefully, and you know, I'm grateful that if you do, but remember that, and just remember that food pantries, things like that that help people that are less fortunate, they're just not something that's a fad during holiday season. They're year-round, and kids are hungry year-round, not just at Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter, when everybody gets to sing, let's make this drive. Donate year-round, help those that don't have as much as we do, and make their days brighter, because they need it just as much as we do.
So when you're wanting to just say, oh my, there's another family squabble coming or whatever it is, because sometimes when we get together in the holidays, you know what? Stop, refocus, and recenter on why you are here and what it is that you want to achieve in 2014. And we'll come back around Christmas and the holiday season. So whatever season you celebrate in December, because there's lots of holidays in December, as we set up 2014 to be a huge success for you. Supper Love Sunday, keep on loving and eating good food.